Welcome back to another episode of the XOXO
Inside Scoop
with your hosts,
Alyssa
and Diana. So, where did we leave off last?
So we basically left off with Physique, Inigo, and Wesley, who went to go get the wheelbarrow.
Which,
so, you know,
Wesley was dead in that wheelbarrow.
Yeah.
For like a good while.
Yeah, he was.
Yeah.
But now he's alive. But there's craziness everywhere right now.
Yes.
And especially in the castle gates.
Yes, because right now, the wedding is happening.
Yeah.
Between Humperdinck and Princess Buttercup.
And soldiers are running everywhere. Inigo and Physique are up on the wheelbarrow and they lit him up on fire. Which is crazy.
So he looks like a really big monster.
Yeah. And they disguised him with kind of like a cloak. And right now I'm thinking they're talking about Wesley.
Yeah.
So as
they're like wheeling him there, they're kind of like screaming something about the pirates.
Yeah.
You know? And like all the soldiers just like get scared and run away.
Yeah.
Which is exactly what Wesley was like hoping for. So.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But then Inigo sneaks up on Yeleen, which is
the head of security.
And presses his sword to the guy's throat, forcing him to hand over the key to the castle.
I mean,
which,
that's one way to get in.
Yeah, that is one way to get in.
Yeah.
But not so long, they run into Count Rugen, who is running at them with 4 palace guards.
That's true.
Yeah.
Because right now they are trying everything for like the wedding not to be stopped, for like their plan to go as planned.
Exactly. So,
but then obviously Physique, Inigo, and Wesley have their own little plan to get into the castle. So that's 2 plans just like colliding with each other.
Yeah. So meanwhile, an old Arcdean, I don't even know when I was reading this.
He's like the minister.
Yeah.
So right now he's actually just taking his sweet time in like marrying Humperdinck and Buttercup. And Humperdinck isn't really happy with that. He wants it to be as quickly as possible.
Yeah, he wants to really kill his wife.
Yeah.
So, but the wedding ends.
So, like, he wants it to be. Oh my god, I can't speak. Humperdinck wants him and Buttercup to be married before, like, Wesley can show up. You know?
Yeah. So, but it does end before Wesley shows up.
Yeah, it does. So, Humperdinck and Buttercup are already husband and wife.
Which now I know that Humperdinck knows that Wesley's alive.
Yes.
He knows that Wesley's alive.
Yeah.
And Humperdinck and Buttercup are now man and wife. Which... oh my gosh. This is not okay.
That would be such a... marriage.
It is a marriage. How would you feel like going through like a fast wedding, Diana?
No. It needs to be nice and smooth. Everything needs to go according to plan, not rushed,
Exactly.
Yeah.
So, then we go back to Count Rugen and his men. Or, they make that just Count Rugen since Inigo has killed all the men.
Yeah.
All the men. So, it's just Count Rugen that we're going back to.
Yeah.
So, they could really take... I don't know. Before they could really take out their swords... Inigo kills all the men. So, yeah. So, Inigo then turns to Rugen and says, "Hello, my name is Inigo Montoya. You killed my father. Prepare to die."
I mean...
Yo! What?
They usually don't use name tags like that in stories, pero for this one...
like, you can already get it, like, "Hello, my name is...
blah, blah, blah.
Inigo Montoya. You killed my father.
Now prepare to die."
Yeah. Like the intensity, bro.
Yeah, I mean, I can imagine. I'm pretty sure the Count Rugen just like ran away.
Bro, he probably zoomed. He probably, like that dip song again. Dip.
Facts. So now, like, let's go back to Buttercup because now she's married to Prince Humperdinck. So, she thinks right now that Wesley hasn't come to save her, like, after all, because,
Yeah. Even though Wesley's supposed to die in, like, 40 minutes, supposedly.
Yeah. So, she decides to go kill herself in a room. Great times.
I would do the same.
Honestly, yes.
Right?
Yes. I mean, like I said in a few, like, episodes before, this kind of, like, the stories kind of intercollide with each other.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah. So, it goes now back to Inigo.
Yeah.
Where he, like, sets off, like, a hot pursuit of Rugen, the Count. So, in the end, now they're, like, all separated, you know? Physique is now alone.
He's pobrecito.
Yeah, I know. I feel like he's not supposed to be, like, alone. I feel like he needs someone there with him. It's a whole, like, big jumperoo story.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But then, back to Buttercup's... Sorry, I can't speak either. Buttercup's room, where the princess presses a dagger to her chest. And then she prepares to push. But then she hears a voice.
And Juliet?
Yeah, then she hears a voice.
Yeah.
Diana, she hears a voice that tells her to stop. She turns and she sees Wesley. She laid across of her bed, unable to move.
I know.
Oh, her love. That is crazy. That is so cute, Diana.
I know.
Imagine you're about to kill yourself.
And then
Wesley just... Diana! And then the love of your life comes. We're gonna have to cut that out. But then your love of your life comes and is there to, like...
I know.
Save you?
Wesley, you have my heart.
Yeah. I had a love-hate relationship, but I think it's just love now.
Yeah, he has my heart.
It's just love.
Now it just kind of cuts back into Inigo, like we mentioned in those stories. Kind of like a jump back and forth thing. Mm-hmm. So... Inigo, he kind of gets hit in the chest by one of Count Rugen's daggers. So, like, you know, he was trying to become good. But now...
Ugh.
Yeah.
Ew.
He was stabbed by one of those daggers. And now, he's kind of, like, dying.
Yeah.
But then, once again, it goes into Buttercup and Wesley. So, Wesley lies on Buttercup's bed and hugs Buttercup as Prince Humperdinck comes into the room.
Oh, my
This is gonna...
gosh.
Yeah, it's, like, you know, it's getting, like, heated here. Because, you know, they're having their little moment, Buttercup and Wesley, you know. But then the husband comes in. The mean
ruins everything.
Yeah. He comes into the room, he grabs his sword, and advances, like, he starts to challenge with, like, Wesley. So, like, Wesley kind of, like, responds to the prince. Like, if he's, like, comes near him, he would, like, have a lifetime of pain and torture. Because, I mean, Prince already did torture him, you know.
Yeah, that's true.
Basically killed him. And, yeah, we all know.
Yeah.
It's a whole other
crazy.
Story.
The story is crazy, bro.
I know. Then we go back to Inigo, you know, that jumper up story that we're talking about. He's, like, lying there, almost dead. And he's apologizing to, like, his dead father as the Count Rugen, like, approaches him with the sword, you know, his last minutes before, you know, happens. I mean, what would you do if you were, like, in that situation and, like, someone's about to, like, kill you?
I mean, I'd be really depressed.
Oh my god, for real.
Depression.
Just, like, get it over with.
But then something happens.
Okay.
Then a sword fights with the Count and totally murders him.
Yeah.
All in the while saying, "Hello, my name is Inigo Montoya. You killed my father. Prepare to die."
So I feel like him lying on the floor, like, almost dying, was, like, kind of an act.
Yeah. So then the Count dies of fear before Inigo even has a chance to finish him off. Now that the revenge is taken care of, Inigo, like, wanders to the hallways looking for his buds. Because now he's done with his job of wanting to go into the castle and kill Count Rugen.
Yeah.
Then, again, jump, like you said, the jump going back and forth.
Yeah.
Wesley keeps making elaborate threats to try to scare Humperdinck into surrendering. Wesley remembers that doesn't even have enough strength to get off of Buttercup's bed. Exactly. Because remember, he can't move his hands or his feet.
He's just like jelly.
Yeah, so then Humperdinck finally surrenders and Wesley commands Buttercup to tie his hands using the window curtains. Once the prince is tied up, Inigo comes running in and lets slip that Wesley can't move at all.
Yeah.
The prince freaks out and tries to break his bond, angry that he gave in to Wesley's bluff.
I know, right?
Bro, that's crazy. And then, in the moment, they hear Physique outside the window, wandering around with Humperdinck's 4 white horses.
That sounds like physique,
yeah,
though.
he does. That really
up,
does
guys?
sound like physique. Hey guys, I'm with
on
the
the horse.
Yeah, that's so funny.
I know.
But then they call physique and jump down one by one onto the horses.
Yeah.
Then they all set off from the castle. Goldman then inserts himself once again in the book to make a point that his father used to always say, and they lived happily ever after. But Goldman admitted that always seemed like a really abrupt ending
I feel
to
like
him.
they always do that to children's stories.
Yeah.
When in reality, the story doesn't really have a happy ending, you know? It could, but most times it doesn't.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So how did the 4 adventurers ever make it to the pirate ship? Did Humperdinck come after them? Inquiring minds want to know. But the truth is that Goldman's dad was lying all the while. Goldman admits that it wasn't until he read the book himself as an adult that he realized that this wasn't where the story ends.
Yeah.
So then we return to the story to hear that Humperdinck and his stupid goons are racing after Wesley and his crew. It looks like they'll make it to the pirate ship in time.
Yeah.
But not so fast. This is when Inigo his wound reopens and Wesley falls unconscious again. Then Physique takes the wrong turn and Buttercup's horse loses a shoe.
So, like, right now, all the bad things are happening. All at once.
So then Goldman admits that this is actually how Morgenstern's version ends, where simply, we're left with
clue.
There's no clue
What happens?
Exactly. So
it's
then,
kind of like a cliffhanger ending.
Exactly.
We don't know exactly what happens at the end. You honestly thought when we first read the book that it would be a happily ever after between Buttercup and Wesley, and the prince would go die.
Exactly. But then here, how Goldman this is how Goldman is thinking. The story should end. He thinks that the heroes escape, but then Wesley and Buttercup go on to have a realistic marriage where they constantly fight about most of their insignificant things. Then Goldman doesn't really believe in happily ever afters.
I know.
Do you believe in happily ever afters?
Well, I mean, if it's the right person, then of course.
I mean, yeah, but
it's always like your little girl fantasy, to have your happily ever after.
Yeah, like princess. But I don't really believe in happily ever afters because in real life scenarios, there are never really a truly happily ever after happening. You can never be truly happy.
Well,
true fairy tale, the only happiness that you can get is from God.
That is
and
facts.
in this story, there's no God in it.
Yeah.
Or our type of God.
Yeah.
So,
It's
obviously,
just
they
more
can never
fantasy.
get happiness.
Yeah.
So, this is where the book ends. Off a cliffhanger, which I kind of got upset and threw the book at the end.
Right?
But it's okay.
You always want that, happily ever after to happen. But you just don't know what happens to them. They just... All the bad things just happen to happen at once, which...
Yeah.
It's great. It's great,
Which, the Princess Bride is it's just an up and down story, and it didn't really have a lot about marriage or true love. But Buttercup did have a true love, but it didn't show a lot of love and affection as it's supposed to have, basically. So I didn't see this book as I saw it as entertaining.
It was interesting.
It was very interesting.
Don't get me wrong about that. But it's just that, what was the actual point of this at this point?
I think there was no good point at all.
Exactly, because there was no happily ever after or anything.
Exactly. So I didn't really like the book, but I like how it opened my mind to different things and ideas.
Yeah.
Imagine, a bride, not a bride, a princess, or she falls in love, the milkmaid, she falls in love with someone.
Yeah, and then
everything
just
from that, him leaving, going on,
dies, quote unquote,
Yeah, so it's just a big story, a love tragedy. That's what I'm gonna call it.
I feel like
Actually, this is what I want to title the story, The Love Tragedy.
Oh my god, for real, because there's just so much
the tragic love story.
No, that would be more like Romeo and Juliet.
Yeah, so like the love tragedy. That's what I'm gonna put. But yeah, that's literally the ending.
Like what are your thoughts right now? Like, what is going through your head right now that we're
done with the book, we're done with everything?
Yeah.
I think a lot right now, because it's just hard for me to like understand why we had this ending in the first place.
Yeah, if you ever had to like have this like buttercup situation, what would you like be able to go through it? Like,
no, I would defend and straight myself out the window.
Yeah, because first of all, that's a lot of like trauma coming into your life, and then I feel like nowadays that it wouldn't go as smoothly as she at least could handle it back then.
Yeah, I would have not been okay with that.
Me neither.
Like, frick nah.
I know. Can't believe it.
But yeah.
I know. When you think they're gonna have their happily ever after, and then you just read it and it's like,
Diana, this book makes me very sad, and I don't want to read it again.
I know, facts. Good times.
Yeah.
Good times. I mean,
what is your final, like, thought about the book?
I mean, it was entertaining. We got a little bit more of a deep dive on everyone. Mm-hmm. I mean, was it worth it?
Maybe.
I mean, yeah. I mean, we were entertained by the book.
It was something.
There was a few parts that were, like, kind of boring, but,
it's okay.
It's fine. That's
I really did like the book. I just didn't like the ending. It was just one of those books where
you always want like a good ending. Yeah. You never want to be like left on a cliffhanger.
Yeah, when there's a possibility that there's no like.
Yeah.
There's probably not going to be another book for this.
Yeah. Exactly.
Well, we're gonna compare the book right now
to the movie.
So
stay tuned for that episode.
Yeah, stay tuned for that episode. It's gonna be a very long.
Well, it's not gonna be that long.
It's not gonna be that long, but it's just gonna be our reactions and us talking about what happened in the movie and what happened in the book.
So, I guess see you guys next time on the XOXO
Inside Scoop.
Bye!
Peace!